UW360 is proudly supported by Pacific Office Automation, copy, print, workflow, and IT. Problem solved.
Middle schooler Jaden Batara leisurely pedals and steers her bike in and out of cones. But this is as fast as Batara will bike. With cameras trained on her, she'll repeat this exercise over and over. Jaden is part of the video production called BrainWorks, focused on sports-related concussions.
I didn't know a lot about it. I had heard about them and knew kind of what it was.
Teens like Jaden and their families make up an audience that UW Research Associate and BrainWorks host Dr. Eric Chudler wants to reach.
I think it's just to know how mysterious the brain is and how much we don't know about the brain. And so by knowing more about the brain, by learning more about the brain, we understand this mysterious 3 pounds of tissue in our heads. How many of you know someone who suffered a concussion?
BrainWorks helps to unravel mind mysteries by dispelling persistent myths like concussions mainly happen to football players.
Not just football players. It's very common for women's soccer, wrestling, lacrosse, volleyball, basketball, just about any sport. Concussions are fairly common, but it's not just sports. It can just be happening walking down the street, tripping over the sidewalk and hitting your head. That's why it's really important to know all the symptoms that might happen after you hit your head. We're going to do an experiment just to show how essential they are.
We're calling it our egghead experiment.
We're going to pretend that these eggs are our heads and the eggs inside are our brain. The question now is how to protect them.
Jaden and the other kids use props to demonstrate how a concussion affects the human brain.
Done.
And last but not least, whose is this?
Mine. Don't scramble it.
Here goes Pearl's.
They also discuss concussion symptoms that signal something is wrong.
You just kind of feel a little off.
Chudler even enlists some star power, like former UW soccer player Sarah Martinez and UW soccer coach Leslie Gallimore, to talk about what it's like to experience a concussion.
What does it feel like to have a concussion? I know me and my friends, we spend a lot of time on our phones and watching TV or whatever, and I think it's really interesting how a concussion would affect that, because you just think it's a normal everyday thing, but when a concussion happens, it might not become an everyday thing.
How do you properly fit a bicycle helmet?
Chudler hopes that by kids actively taking part in the concussion discussion, the conversation will spread beyond the screen and into the family home. For UW360, I'm Sabrina Register.